Alrighty. I believe we are set to jet. Dunlop Super2 series done at the Century Batteries Ipswich Super 440. Another fun weekend, a couple of very soaking wet drivers, thanks to a good dose of champagne on Sunday afternoon. Jackson Wall's first ever race win, first round win. Riley Gray second for the round, and Lucky Dalton on the podium, third in the race, third for the round as well. Jackson, first off, congratulations. It's been cool watching a lot of these young guys stepping up and making progression through the year and finding success as we go. A couple of guys who've gotten some round wins over the past 12 months for the first time, and now you join that list. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's definitely a nice feeling, but it's something we've worked pretty hard for as a team the last few months, and honestly, it's a bit later than expected. So, yeah, I'm just super happy with the day overall. I think we just executed perfectly, and yeah, it's just nice to be back on top.
A number of drivers making including yourself, making a transition from cars like Porsche Carrera Cup, Toyota GR Cup, etc., into supercars and Super 2 this year. How do you feel you're coming to terms with that, holding the Commodore that you're behind the wheel of?
Yeah, initially it was a big change. Something I'm still getting used to today, particularly in the races. I still have a lot of things I can gain, but for the most part, doing Porsche Carrera Cup and all these other categories has really helped me sort of come into this category quite competitive.
You were here last week getting your eye in around the place. Tell us, how much did that help you guys set up and prepare for this event?
Yeah, we won't lie, testing here definitely helps us, but it was like any other test day. We had our program with other things we needed to try, but yeah, it certainly helps.
You're sitting between two fellas who have made wildcard starts before and will be racing in the Enduros next year. After that, now that you've got a race win under your belt in Super 2, how much does that elevate your expectations and anticipation to try to crack into the main game?
I'm not trying to create any expectations for myself. I'm just seeing how it goes by the minute. But yeah, we know what we're striving for in 2027, so yeah, we're working backwards from there.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. I'll look over to P2 for the round. You're getting familiar with these Sunday press conferences, Ryland. It's a very solid weekend for you overall. Second for the round. What's your take on this weekend's action?
Bit of an up and down weekend. Like, we still finished in the top 5 all weekend, but again, starts got me in the last race, like they have all year really. So need to go back and focus on them. But yeah, glad to be on the round podium again. Got another win this weekend, so pretty stoked with it.
It wasn't quite the dominance we saw the last 2 rounds from Tickford Autosport. Still obviously quite strong. What do you put that down to from the field? Everyone's elevating and stepping up, or is there anything else behind the scenes there?
I think through the year everyone sort of gets better and better, and Wolsey being his test track, I sort of expected this for him to be in the middle there, but yeah, we tried our hardest all weekend. Cars were pretty good. We sort of struggled a little bit, but yeah, it was good to get on the podium again. I know Nash had a pretty good race there, had a crack, but yeah, pretty good from our perspective.
You look forward next. Like we said, both of you will be racing at the Enduros this year. You switch your focus now. What's the next couple of weeks look like as we get ready for the Ben 500?
Yeah, we do the wildcard test on Tuesday, so me and Lockie will jump into that car, try to get our heads around that one again, different driving style. So yeah, full focus to the Ben now. It'll be good to only have one weekend where we swap between cars, so it'll be good to focus on that car just for one weekend, then we move on to Bathurst.
And speaking of the orange numbers on the car, how much are you thinking championship at the Super 2 level here?
Yeah, it's pretty competitive. It was good to put some points on the board before we go to Bathurst, where we have to swap between the cars. So to make my lead a bit bigger was my goal for the weekend, and we achieved that. So yeah, just looking forward to the next few weeks ahead.
Another very solid weekend for you. Congratulations. Third for the round, Lucky Dalton. Sweep in Townsville, but another strong effort from you in car 6. What's your take? How do you feel after this weekend here at Ipswich?
Yeah, I think anything than another clean sweep was always going to not feel as good, but yeah, it's good to come back and be on the podium. As a team, I think we came into this round expecting this to probably be one of our most difficult rounds, just being a Victorian team, but we relied on Nash's experiences around here, and Ryland's done a lot of laps around here, so yeah, I think we were still quite strong and should come out swinging again for the next couple of rounds.
Similar to I asked Ryland, you'll be in the car in the Gen 3 car on Tuesday. We saw Zach Bates doing double duty this weekend, which you guys will be doing at Bathurst. So but you saw him spear off the track early in the one today. So can you sort of elaborate on how different these two cars are, going from the Gen 2 Mustang to the Gen 3 that you'll be behind the wheel of on a test day on Tuesday?
Yeah, it is. Like Ryan and I have talked. Like, we're not going to lie, we are a bit nervous going between the two cars. It's so different, and even on a test day, it takes us a session or two to just get used to the ergonomics of the Gen 3 car. So yeah, it's going to be important for us, this test day coming up on Tuesday, and then it's good for the bend. We get a full round in to get comfy and hopefully have a cracking result, and then jump onto Bathurst.
You've had a couple of years under your belt in the Super 2 series where results like this were a bit sporadic. Only every now and again that you were up there towards the front. Now that you're building a lot more consistency, how does that bode for your confidence, and how much of a relief or an encouragement is that for you personally as a driver?
Yeah, it was definitely my first year. We sort of jumped on a podium and then would drop. It was very spiky. A lot of it was with my driving, but some of it was without my own wrongdoing as well. So I guess it's just come down to qualifying, nailing and finishing my laps. There's always times where I'd set a good sector or good two sectors and then just bugger it up. So leaning on the experience of Frosty and having good teammates like Rylan, Nash, Ruben, and even Brad in the past, it certainly helps.
Excellent. Well, congratulations to you as well. I'll open up to journalists in the room if we have any questions come. There was
Rylan, to start with you, what's your level of confidence like that you'll be able to graduate to the main game next year?
50-50. It's so hard to break into the main game nowadays. Like, most of the guys sort of swap between teams, and it doesn't really leave space for young guys coming up. But it's the hardest thing to get into the main game nowadays. So we'll just focus on Super 2 and trying to wrap up the championship here and just keep our heads down, and hopefully something comes up.
You're obviously pretty entrenched with some Ford stuff, but are you open to being with Ford or Chev wherever the opportunity comes up?
I think just racing in the main game is the goal. So yeah, whether that be a Ford or a Chevy, I'm not sure.
Jackson, I think as Rylan touched on, Nash ran you pretty hard there at the start. You had to get your elbows out and work for it.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of, I wouldn't say I didn't expect it, but he's trying to win a race too, so he has every right to sort of try and make a move at the start. He did have a better start. I just somehow managed to not let him get full overlap, and we sort of tousled it out. But like we see in main game time and time again, that's just racing. It's if you want to win, someone's going to be hungrier, and someone's going to be on the inside, and someone's going to be on the outside. It's just racing.
You mentioned 2027 working backwards, so what does 2027 hopefully look like?
Yeah, sort of Rylan touched on it. Anything in main games, sort of a goal. It's just so hard cracking into main game now with contracts, and everyone just seems to swap instead of some guys who could potentially leave. They just stay in and take budget to a different team. But yeah, just to be in anything really in main game is the goal.
What's I guess more than halfway, four rounds through the year. How's it been to work with Triple Eight? I mean, again, we're seeing them in the main game dominate. How's that experience been for you? Because obviously you've done a fair bit of racing with Porsches and some cool stuff. What's the experience like working for Triple Eight?
Just my general learning progression it's just on such a steep climb compared to the last few years where I'd sort of achieved everything I wanted to achieve in Porsches and other categories. So yeah, seeing Brock and Will go out there and pretty much win every single race, it's pretty crazy really, and I'm just learning as much as possible really. I'm just a big sponge.
Do you got 4 Tickford guys ahead of you in the championship, but you're less than 200 going to Bathurst, where there was a big swing last year? I mean, do you have any hope of running down Rylan and all the other Tickford boys? Yeah,
I didn't enter this category to come 5th or be rookie champion. I came here to be a champion. And if anyone isn't with that goal in this room or in this category, they shouldn't be racing. It's as simple as that. I'm just go out there and try and win as many races as possible.
And do you have you talked to Triple Eight about trying to be here again with them for one more year of Super 2, or is that a little bit early for that?
We're in talks. Yeah, we're in talks.
Thanks,
Connor, that was exciting.
I misspoke. It is journalists in the room. I'll hand it over to Kai.
All right, obviously, Jackson, mate, that's the breakthrough win that you have been looking for. Congratulations. As we saw Rylan and Nash take the race wins at Tasmania, for them, Lockie to then, take a clean sweep at Townsville, how good is it to, break the streak here at QR this weekend?
Yeah, it's certainly nice. I don't think of it like that. I just think of it was races where I didn't do a good enough job. So it's nice to beat them, but there's still 4 more races for the year.
In terms of a championship fight, you still consider yourself a contender. Obviously, as we said, Tickwood had been in a league of their own. Lockie's had some speed. Ryland's had the speed all year. What are your thoughts of your competitors coming into this final 2 rounds? We've got Bathurst next, and then we head to Adelaide.
It's a good question. Until I mathematically can't win, I believe I can win a championship.
All right, well, thank you, Jackson. I'm going to move to Ryland. Obviously, mate, you had a lot of speed at Tassie and then a fair bit, obviously, at Townsville as well. But as you know, you're leading the championship. Is the championship in the back of your mind at this point? As we only have 2 rounds to go, what are the thoughts coming into this final 2?
You just got to take it round by round. Like this weekend, we always set a goal to try to be on the round podium, and we achieved that. So we made our margin bigger in the championship, and that's what I want to keep doing. But you never really, it's in the back of your mind, but I haven't really completely thought about it until we get to Adelaide, I'd say.
As you obviously said just then, you said to me at Townsville at the press conference, you said round podium, round win in general is what you're looking for. Although it's a P2, Jackson had the speed, Lockie also had the speed this weekend. Do you feel like, it's still a positive result? Gives you a bit of momentum going to Bathurst?
Yeah, definitely still a positive result. I think we've finished top 5 all year besides 1 race. That was my mistake as well. So just them starts always get me.
That's all right, mate. We all love you. Nice work. And then we'll finish with Lockie. Obviously, Lockie, mate, coming off your first career Super2 clean sweep, mate. It's the breakthrough win you were looking for at Townsville. How's it feel to obviously not have a race win this weekend, but still a positive result? You're on the podium.
Yeah, it's I guess your expectations just lift. So you just got to make do with what you got and try and make the best possible weekend out of the situation you're in. So still a great result, 3rd for the round and in the top 5 all weekend. So yeah, can't complain, but certainly would have loved to win, but this is what we'll, I think, best for today.
In terms of lastly, obviously our sideline journalist spoke about it before, but how excited are you to team up with Rowan at the Bend and Bathurst? Is you excited? Only 3 weeks away, how are you feeling? Yeah,
it's going to be great. It's pretty cool, like we're both banging doors and competing for wins in Super 2, so I can't wait to team up with Ryland, and I think we're going to be pretty competitive, we should see what happens. It's just going to be a big challenge going between the 2 cars, but yeah, I'm sure we'll have fun.
Best of luck, mate. Can't wait to see what these 2 teammates can do. I think we'll hand it over there. That'll be me done.
And one from me, just to wrap things up. You guys kind of talked about the future and trying to crack into the main game. Yesterday, we had the youngest podium in Supercars history. A couple of teams have given young guys a crack. You speak and elaborate to what you can do if given a look in. Does it give you the confidence? Does that say something you can say to teams that you're worth a chance?
Yeah, I think it is. You see some of the older guys just swap teams and it doesn't really do any good. And then you see all the younger guys getting more race wins and podiums, and I think that's the way the future is heading. So, yeah, it's just very hard to crack in, but you see all the young guys doing good now.
I'm happy to wrap things up on that. Congratulations, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll see you at the mountain.